Good Sauce with Ross and Joel is brought to you by Attorney Mo DeWitt.
That's right. You can find Attorney Mo DeWitt at justcallmo.com. There are so many personal injury attorneys in town, but there is only one Mo DeWitt.
Whether you're injured in a car accident or injured in a slip and fall, Mo DeWitt is the person to call.
Mo DeWitt is local. He goes out of his way to support local businesses like ours, this podcast.
If you're in an accident or even have just legal questions,
Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
Yes, sir. We back at it again.
Here we are.
It's episode 8.
Wow.
Episode 8. We've been doing this now. This is our 8th edition. Welcome to Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. My name is Ross.
And my name is Joel.
And that is Joel. And producing, always on the keys, is Mr. Nico Renato.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always excited on how you greet all of our beautiful podcast episodes because it's always different. I would love to keep that tradition. Also, shout out to Adam Sharp for the music. I've gotten multiple emails now going, who and what is that song? That is a local performer who Joel and I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Go ahead.
We are friends, I would say second, and we are fans of first, at least for me. His name is Adam Sharp. He's over at SAT Comedy Lab. He's a phenomenal Central Florida performer. Go support his music, Adam Sharp, Apple Music, all of that.
Yeah, he's all over. He's great. That's why we actually asked him if we could use one of his songs that we knew. And then I texted him. I said, hey, can we use this song? And he's like, I'll just write one.
Yeah, that's how cool he is.
He just got us a fresh doozy.
On episode 8, we have plenty of things to talk about. I'm super uncomfortable about naming my first child. We have to call out Joel collectively, Renato, because Joel was so pissed wrong about something about a week ago. Not on air, so it's kind of a secret.
It doesn't count.
It's a little dirty trick.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm already going to deny having said it.
Algorithms is social media algorithms are giving me self-love, and I'm starting to really look into it. People gave me a piece of advice when I was a child, and it was told to me with so much conviction that I ran with it, and I don't know if it was the best piece of advice. And also, if we have enough time, I would love to talk about how weight loss drugs have a full grip on society.
They're trending. They're trending.
Dude, they are trending. Back in my day, the drugs that made you lose weight were illegal. Some benders right there.
Yeah.
That's me in 45 years. Back in my day, the weight loss drug they came in bags.
And they were hard to get except near train tracks.
Yeah. But the first thing that I really, really want to talk about is that I'm kind of a hater on one thing. And you guys have known me for quite some time. I've never been a fan of universal jokes. Not jokes about Universal Studios, but jokes that go universal. A la, that's what she said. God.
Oh, things like catchphrase jokes.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, just millions of people are making the same joke, which then, to me, is that's the opposite of of what jokes are to me. I'm not trying to.
I'll devil's advocate you immediately on that.
Please.
I think that you're a comedian.
I am.
So you have jokes.
I like them.
I believe that when you're hearing somebody rip 4 Borat quotes in one conversation, he just doesn't have jokes.
Yeah,
and I said he on purpose because it's usually
I don't think
fellas.
I don't think I've ever heard a woman go, that's what she said. That's what I said.
No, they're the ones that mouth I'm sorry while he's laughing at his own joke. So if you're hearing Borat, or I'd say 15 years ago, it would have been Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Before that, I don't know. But I think it's for people who don't have jokes so that they have jokes.
And just a heads up, there are going to be people who love That's What She Said, and they're going to go, damn, Daryl, that was a good one. Yeah, that was a damn good one. But it's not for me. However, I do like slang. So let me play devil's advocate to myself. Sure. Slang, universal, trendy words that come in and out of society. Nice. Real fast. And then some of those stick with me. All of that slang, part of your formative years, I think. I mean, You ever hear my father-in-law dropped a dynamite on me
whoa.
not too long ago.
He's still ripping
Yeah, he dropped
catchphrase jokes from decades ago.
Yeah, hit it with a dynamite. There's some. I like the 70s slang, but there's a new slang word that I'm about right now. I'm trying to keep all of our listeners, up to date. Yeah,
I do like slang updates from you because I don't usually hear them.
And I used to know a lot more slang, but I really enjoy the Zesty movement going on right now. Zesty. I mean, it's going to be weird to talk about the word zesty and hopefully not offend too much because I think it's semi-offensive. If you are I don't know. If you're a gay dude, I would be semi-offended. I don't know.
Why? What does it mean? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Zesty.
So like if you're being spicy?
It's all kind of.
Please define it.
All right, so Zesty peaked about 2 weeks ago when the Minnesota Timberwolves were playing
any basketball games?
The Mavericks because
Rest in peace.
Karl Anthony Towns, who is a basketball player for the Timberwolves, he is the apex predator of zestiness. He is the most zesty, and by zesty, just. You mean like a metrosexual would be a zesty person. They are not gay. They're not gay. But stereotypically, I guess they would have some like a flamboyant hand movement every now and then.
Are you talking about like I paint a nail? I'm metrosexual with my style choices.
Nah. See, I don't even know if it's a fashion thing though. I don't think you can dress.
Talking mannerisms only.
Mannerisms only.
And that's what being zesty is.
So, like, if I walked up to you and
if you don't completely adhere to machismo male behavior 100% of the time, and you accidentally do something that somebody says is effeminate, you're zesty.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Just like
that's stupid.
A little feminine.
Everybody needs to shut up. That's dumb.
But like, if I walked up to
I'm not about zesty.
If I walked up to you and I just gave you my hand,
limp like that.
Yeah.
We just did a zest.
That was
a zest class.
But if I was like expecting, I'm about zesty though.
Are you about being zesty or saying it?
I think I also have a little element of zestiness.
You are as zesty as an Olive Garden breadstick.
I don't know though. I don't think I have the physical.
Look how you're sitting, Ross.
This is zesty. Yeah, I got my legs.
You can barely fit a penis between those legs.
See, look at that. You're joining. You're getting on board.
I didn't say that the Z word. I won't do it. I don't talk like that in my family. We're all zesty.
I think Karl Anthony Towns, incredibly zesty.
The one thing he says that's real zesty that everyone, it's like there's one quote that he says, after all that. Do you know that?
After all that. Yeah.
And he'll come out after winning a game and be like, yeah, that's what we do. We do it all day, every day.
Yeah.
So the switch up is what's getting everybody with.
Yeah.
That just means he's got a full dynamic range of behaviors in my mind.
Like
he's using the whole spectrum of stuff you can do.
I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm zesty.
I knew one kid in high school.
I'm gonna sit different. Hold on, let me get my denim.
Get the zest.
That's not for me, but I agree with it in theory.
I remember in high school there was this kid who was made fun of relentlessly. His name was Dylan because whenever he ran, he just would go double limp wrist. He would just double limp it, and that would be a pretty large example of like, ooh, that's some zesty running right.
He was a limp biscuiter.
Yeah, dude. And then when you go limp wrist and you run like a 5K, I mean, those things are bouncing kind of like boobs. Like they just like it. Now his hands are taking the role of like a big-breasted runner.
Maybe he had a breast obsession at an early age. It's the opposite of zest.
Nah, I just don't think he was that athletic.
I don't know. I think it's a little more breast than zest, Ross.
He was a goalie. Sorry. I'm not saying, I will say that. Goalies aren't the most athletic position on the soccer team.
If you ever try to alter your run, you can't run.
No.
Like you just have a run and that's it.
How about, have you fallen down while running? Because that's the funniest when you, like, The funniest falls are the ones that take like 5 or 6 seconds.
And it's happening.
It's like you get speed wobble, but with your legs.
yeah. Oh man.
You're like, "Oh."
Yeah, running speed wobble is bad.
It's so funny. When
You don't want that.
when you run and you fall, I think it's only happened to me like 3 or 4 times in my life. But God, are they great. Long falls.
I almost totally ate it on the concrete when we were jogging at Underhill that one time.
Oh, yeah.
On it, so there's like a tree branch underneath the concrete. So the concrete kind of went up into a tiny mountain. Or it was like 2 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
But I towed it and then just completely almost knocked all my teeth out.
This a hard pivot because this is something that has definitely been like, oh God, I got to get that done.
You want to talk about the war?
Nah. I mean, so maybe it could be a war in the near future.
Which one? There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, there's war. War never changes.
Yeah, that always sucks. There's no zest there.
Dude, I've got a name. Yeah, no zest. There's no zesty soldiers.
Well,
Oh,
just not allowed to talk about it.
yeah. There are zesty
Yeah, you
soldiers.
can now.
Can you?
Oh, it's
Full zest.
Oh yeah, hell
It's
yeah.
a Zest Fest.
It's a
Think of a better time to be zesty. You can't.
Did they get away? They stopped Don't Ask, Don't Tell?
I didn't know that.
Oh, but happy Pride Month, by the way. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Got-
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. No, I'm bummed out though because wife is about 1 week away from 3rd trimester. We're bringing it home. You know, this is like the 7th inning, 6th inning of this whole pregnancy thing.
She's about to be a closer.
Don't have a name. There's a couple of names that are up there, but I'm kind of panicking. I'm starting to. I don't know if we talked about
Now
this.
you're starting to look at things in the house and you're like, should I name it curtains?
Yeah, curtains, lamp,
Doorknob.
black and white rug, Joel,
Joel Warren. Oh, wait. That's.
dog 1, dog 2. When it comes to names, how important? Like at times, I'm like, name shmame, kind of important. It's okay. Values and experiences and who you are as parents make a bigger impact on a name. But I also look at a name, I'm like, bro, that is forever. And
No, they can change it.
yeah, but then who wants to do all that paperwork?
Oh, no. It would be a horrible reflection of your naming if the kid had to change it.
Yeah.
It's a bad you don't want that. Almost nobody does that, really.
You changed your name. That's gonna, that would be a bummer for parents.
Can you imagine if it caught you by surprise? If your kid was like 18 and a half and it was like, oh, hey, also don't call me that anymore.
Yeah, it's Frank.
I fixed it. Now I'm Frank.
Frank now.
Frank Padge.
That would be bad.
The world does not want Frank Padgett.
That
would be so, everybody would be like, oh.
FP.
Yeah, Frank Padgett.
I'm trying to think of like all
Can you
these
please,
names.
can that just be the holding name?
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I think Olivia likes the name Frank. And then Olivia has a weird clause in the whole naming of our child that I don't know.
We talked about that last
time. Yeah, of like, well, I got to hold it first. And I'm like, what? How in the...
It has to do a retina scan.
Yeah. You just going to vibe check a 2-month-old human being?
I think you do it earlier than that.
Or a 2-hour-old? So
Yeah, I was like, well, how long are you staying in the hospital? She's not going to hold it for 2 months?
Had an epic moment.
We're going to put it in this cleansing pod for a couple months. Make sure it's clean.
Had an epic moment kind of for the first time. I felt baby kick already, but yesterday...
It's not inside of you, Ross. I've told you this.
Yeah, I know.
You had indigestion.
I'm putting my hand always on my wife's belly, like, and it's the hand placement of like a kamehameha. So I'm trying to get like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to get all of it. And my son straight kung fu kicked a belly last night, and I felt it.
Right or left?
And it scared me. Left. Her right.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but did it feel zesty?
I honestly...
Was it a pointed toe?
It felt like a nuke. Yeah. It wasn't like a bite bottom lip kick. but there was there was a straight kung fu kick to the point where I jolted my hand back.
Is that why your left hand's wrapped up?
Yeah. This little guy's strong. But that's the first interaction I've had with my son, like objectively.
You want to hear something crazy?
Huh.
So I used to go when Landon was a fetus.
A fetus.
I would always press on the belly and go, "Hi, Landon." Like 3, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, yeah.
I would just say hi like that. We had like a secret handshake. I go, boom, boom, boom. And then in the hospital, he's in the little, he's out. He's in the little bed laying there in the nursery. And I went up to him and put my hand on his chest and went, "Hi, Landon." And his eyes legit were like,
whoa.
it was wild. Like, "That's you?" And that's when I was like, whoa.
Wild.
Life. And then he kind of turned back into a baby and was like, for like a month.
Down.
But that one moment was like,
You created a bond, like before he even.
it was kind of the
Eric.
moment that he was describing with the eye check.
Yeah, yeah.
It was kind of like, yes, I am. So in a way, I get it.
All right.
But I had been calling him that and doing that thing. So it was kind of, he had already heard that. I think he was kind of like, "I'm Landon." I don't know. It was weird. It was a really cool.
But it was a huge moment.
It really was.
I know some parents are like putting flashlights up to the belly. My go-to move with the belly. This is gonna sound. I didn't know this. Woman pregnant belly is like, sure, absolutely have to take care. Not saying don't, but that is a resilient body. Just the human body. Also, I thought like it was super like soft. Don't touch the pregnant belly or anything. It's like, actually, we've had thousands of years of practice here. Our bodies are like, it's in a defensive
Oh, it's like the
state.
It's like the Epcot ball. There's a whole ride in there.
Yeah.
You're good.
Dude, I couldn't.
It's durable.
And then Olivia told me it was basically kind of like how an egg is. And you know how like eggs are just filled with liquid. So it's not like if you bump it, it can't go anywhere. It's kind of like in a Olivia bath. Ugh.
You said it.
Yeah, I could phrase that. Or I don't even know if we'll cut that.
Yeah.
But what is it?
I'm like, you won't, and I'll hear it on the radio.
Yeah, my little high. I have a little high five with the pregnant belly.
You just go up and slap her?
I slap it forehand. I slap it backhand, and then I just do a soft little,
Punch?
a little punch right to the belly button.
I don't know that you should.
So it's like one of these. It's like boom, boom. That's what I'm looking for.
With a pregnant
Like a little
woman's stomach.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just basically whooping ass.
Yeah.
Every time
You're definitely establishing dominance.
Yeah, dude. I have a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun talking to a pregnant belly. Yo, what's up, young blood? I keep calling my son young blood.
That's his name then.
Yeah, young
That's
blood.
it.
What up, young blood?
YB.
I always thought this was a good idea, but Olivia told me it was really stupid, was that I wanted to paint our nursery like a dark red, like a maroon. So it would feel like,
A vampire's house?
no, like back at home, like, oh, I was just here.
You want to make its room a womb?
I want to make the room a womb.
Well, you're asking for a speech impediment.
Yeah, so
You want to see my womb?
you want to see my room womb? I've always thought that would be cool. Like
My womb's over here.
red curtains, so like when light hits, it would be this, I don't know.
It looks like the placenta.
Yeah, she did not think that was a good
Well, we'll see what Zesty Frank thinks about this.
I wanted a womb room. She went with old Florida. That's
Yeah.
like the vibe of our nursery.
Yeah.
So you're going for inside of a human body. She's going for Key West Bar.
She's going Key West Bar. Yeah.
I think I might be on her team on this one. She's like, I was thinking like lighthouses and a sunset, and you're like, what if there were veins on the walls?
Yeah, let's. Have you ever seen Stranger Things? Like, let's go with that.
How do we make the walls bleed in here?
How do we make the walls look alive? I don't know. She didn't really like that idea, so I moved on.
We're only going to talk to him through the windows.
It's clever, but it's not a great idea.
It is. I guess.
I think it's definitely outside the box, but
it's a little gross, I suppose.
Like outside the good box.
but it shows how much you care. You want your baby to be comfortable.
Yeah. I just like.
Like you love your baby so much you came up with that bad idea for him.
Yeah. I'm trying. I just hope the baby can recognize.
Yeah. I think he'll have an old Florida room that he knows there's something else to it, but he can't quite put his hands on.
With the kid on the way, I keep thinking
It'll be a really cool womb either way.
I have I have a theory. I have a theory here is that I started partying when I was like 18, 17, right?
Months old?
Years. And I went ahead and I'm pretty sure like all of my memories that I still have are basically stuck from the ages of 4 to 18. What I'm trying to get at is that I distinctly remember being a kid a lot more than I do being 23. And I'm going to try to make that part of, I'm going to make use of that as my advantage. Like, I remember what my mentality was when I was 14, not when I was 25. And I think at 25, I don't need to be able to empathize too much. When they're 25, you're an adult now. But I'm trying to make use of it.
That's what they think.
Yeah, is it? Well, yeah, then they never leave.
I was an idiot when I was 25.
I was a little bit better at 25, but I was just having a lot of fun. So I don't really remember too many things in my 20s, but I do remember all of high school, all of middle school, all of elementary school. And one of those moments in elementary school was getting a piece of advice that I don't know how well I really like it anymore. It may have hurt me.
Explain.
It was his name was Don, not Trump, but his name was Don.
None of us thought you hung out with Don.
Yeah.
I was thinking Julio.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Don Julio. His name was Don, and I was on a golf course, and he looked at me, and I was a zesty kid. There was a lot of flavor, I was animated to say the least, and he looked at me and said, with the most conviction in his eyes, "Never grow up. Don't ever grow up, Ross." And he said it to the point where I almost started crying. I thought I was in trouble. But it was
that you had just grown up.
Yeah, what did I do wrong? But I think what he was saying was he saw some animation and he liked that in me and he didn't want me to ever lose it. But he also just said it with when you the vibe that he gave me was when you turn 40, just end it.
Jesus.
Don't ever grow up. Just don't ever do this.
He was just like a regretful Peter Pan.
Yeah, and he's scared. He kind of scared me.
I thought it was going to be cool, but I missed the boys.
I got scared, man. This guy really put the fear of God in me about growing up.
You didn't know that Don had his divorce finalized the day before?
I mean, he would, yeah.
Don had some miles on him.
Maybe he was just drunk, but that advice.
It sounds like it. If I ever looked at a kid and seriously told him to never grow up, there better be drinks in the mix. That's intense.
I was
that's a scary thing to say.
I was 7, 8, 9 tops. Don't ever grow up. Look at me. Look at me.
I like how he said it too, like you have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, it's either
all right,
that
I'll
or
just stop growing up.
It's either that or die, Don. What do you want?
How old do you consider grown up? How long left do I have?
Yeah, I was.
Don gave you a death sentence.
Regardless, I took that piece of advice and ran with it, and I think that was getting that piece of advice. I'm not blaming Don. It's not the worst advice, but I just took it way too literal, and now here I am. Kind of looking, I still dress like a teenage boy.
Yep.
I look like I need a balloon at all times because they make me happy. Because I like how they float. I'm a spinner hat away.
Yeah.
You know, dude. So my question is
you do kind of live life like you're at a music festival.
I just don't understand. I really leaned into that piece of advice.
I'm glad to know that your lifestyle is because of a moment.
I'm starting, the older I get, the more I look back at that moment. And Don really he said it like Batman.
Do you think that he was some sort of wizard or warlock and put a curse on you?
Nah, he was a friend's dad who had a very successful construction company.
Oh, he grew up.
Yeah, he grew up. And he didn't look like he was having that much fun, I suppose.
But I bet he has a $100,000 pickup truck.
Yeah, dude, he built a damn castle in Southwest Florida.
That's nothing here in Florida. We have castles all over the place.
I mean, this thing, it was monstrous. But he said it to me so...
Why? Is that home?
Yeah, he made a big expansion on his house.
That's a castle?
He put like a castle expansion in the front,
Wow. In the front.
like a tower.
There's more house than simply castle?
It was pretty cool. It kind of looked like a princess, like hair could drop out.
That's a bit of a zesty design choice.
Yeah, yeah. It was a little zest, dude. There was a little zest on the castle house.
Never grow up, but you can have some sparkle to your day.
Look at me.
I'll be in my spire crying.
Don't grow one day older.
I'm gonna go
Stay like this.
I'm gonna go drink 30 Miller Lights.
That advice really. Did you guys ever get a piece of advice that you were like, in hindsight, you're like, oh wow, that made a little too much of an impact?
Yes.
Which is?
I honestly don't know if I could say it on the radio. We might have to cut it. I don't know.
All right, we'll cut it. Say it.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, we had movers like moving our furniture, and the guy looks at me.
It was a mover.
It was a mover, yeah, a random guy.
I had a friend's dad. This guy was just on a 9 to 5.
Three guys in a truck.
Literally.
3 guys in a truck and a little piece of life advice.
But he told me, he said, man, you remind me of my son when he was that age. And man, if he would have just stuck with the weed, he would have been fine. But he decided to venture off into the other world of drugs, and he's not doing okay. But just stick with weed.
What are you doing?
Now, did you want this dresser moved as well?
Dude, what are you doing to me right now? Why was a mover guy telling? God, he
just felt like he should pass some life advice off to somebody young, and I was that.
He told an 8-year-old to stick with weed.
I was a little older. I was like 14. But
Okay, still, even then,
Still.
look at me. Look at me.
What a weird Yelp review that would garner now.
Yeah. He told my kid to.
Nothing was scratched except for my son's innocence.
And sure enough, I smoked weed.
Yeah.
I smoked weed from it. So
For the first time?
Well, so real fast though,
You're like, where does your son live, actually?
do you think that advice made like helped you smoke weed sooner than later?
no.
Because you misread that advice if you were like, all right, got it, smoke weed.
No.
That's what happens when you talk to kids. They don't hear what you said. They hear you have to put it through the filter of like it's a kid.
Just stick with weed. Just smoke weed. Don't do heroin. Got it. Smoke weed.
I mean, maybe. Probably.
Got it. Your son smokes weed, so should I. Thank you.
It could have influenced my decision to smoke weed, but it also definitely influenced my decision to stay away from all the harder stuff.
All right.
It's
so bittersweet.
I definitely don't dabble.
Do you know that he was just from the DARE program? They do that. They have undercover guys.
Move your stuff.
There's no son, Nico. He got you.
Hey, whatever he did, it worked.
Yeah, that was the war on drugs. They used to have undercover plainclothes all over the place.
Piece of advice for you. Do you have one?
Nobody really talked to me.
What are you talking about?
I mean, nobody told me what to do.
Like, no,
I was always told to be nice and respectful by all the adults that I was allowed to be around, and nobody really told me what to do. As long as I was being nice and respectful, I was allowed to kind of do whatever I wanted. And you know why I knew is because my mother did that. Mm-hmm. My mother was like, don't tell him what to do.
Okay.
She made sure, but the being nice and respectful thing was huge. Like, I had to be a Southern gentleman until currently, in all social settings. But you couldn't be like, get a real job. Don't pursue that. I never got that kind of advice from anybody. Mm-hmm. And I had like 2 of my uncles asked if they could be a part of my road trip out to college because they were like, we haven't been able to tell you anything for 18 years.
Yeah.
And we would like to now. And so I went and picked one of them up. I drove to Nashville and drove from Nashville to Denver with one uncle, and then from Denver to Los Angeles with the other one.
And so not one piece of advice?
No. Until then.
Okay.
Then it was only advice. It was the longest lead up ever. But they were like,
what
we
were
haven't
some of those
told
dimes?
You. Well, they were honestly questioning me. They were so weirded out by the rules before that they were like, do you know anything about how to be a person? Do you know how to do laundry? Do you know how to eat food? Do you know how to manage a bank account? Do you, do you have a girlfriend? Are you a bad person?
Yeah.
And then they started telling me about themselves, but I'll tell you, the takeaway was I learned more about my uncles through their examples of stories that were about themselves. It was a lot like The Mover.
Yeah,
I think in their advice, I learned more about the source of the advice than the lesson.
Life has you thinking that you're going to learn by people who do stuff.
Yeah.
But more times than not, you end up getting the best pieces of advice and wisdom from how people don't do stuff.
Yep.
Oh, that felt poetic and a perfect time for a break. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
We need to take a quick break from conversation so I can tell you about the History Center. The History Center that makes its home in downtown Orlando in that majestic, historic courthouse. The History Center that has 4 floors that covers 16,000 years of history. The History Center that has my favorite exhibit probably ever. The exhibit that covers the 1994 FIFA World Cup, because that World Cup, we had some games in Orlando. So this whole exhibit just celebrates the love affair that the City Beautiful has with the beautiful game. Yeah. That History Center, the Orange County Regional History Center, and you can get more information at thehistorycenter.org. Do it. Support your local museums.
We want to talk about Half Barrel Beer Project. Only craft beer spot near the attractions. They are minutes from the convention center. It's pretty much walking distance.
If you are on that side of town in Central Florida, this is the official pub bar of Good Sauce. They make great beer, awesome little small batches that let them experiment and try with different tastes and profiles. You will try beer that no one else has.
Kitchen's open. It's ready for lunch. It's ready for you. We went. We loved it.
If you're a beer nerd, this is your place.
Time to find out about the Half Barrel Beer Project. HalfBarrelProject.com. Half Barrel Beer Project, your new local pub.
Thank you. Thank you so much for enjoying that small intermission. It's absolutely an honor to be here, being broadcast, having a podcast. Love that rhymes, and I just figured out why.
Is this the same word?
They call it a podcast. My name is Ross. That is Joel.
Yo.
That is Nico Renato.
Hi.
Producing the show.
I was trying to say hello like Nico.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
What's up?
I'm always surprised at your hellos because I'll think I know the flavor and the tone that's about to be there, and then you'll be like, wowza, or something, like totally off.
Joel, we were just talking about advice. Renato got advice from a mover when he was in middle school. I got advice from a life-scorned dad who told me never grow up. And he said it like Batman. It scared me. Renato's advice was, hey, you're 14, stick with weed. Just smoke weed. Don't do any of the other funny stuff. All right, just stick with the stuff that's still illegal at the time that he was giving this 14-year-old a piece of advice, which is hilarious. Smoke weed out of apples, just whatever you do.
Be resourceful.
Just put down the needles, brother. I'm 14. That's a good. It's an interesting.
If anything, he raised your awareness of needle drugs.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know until this mover came over and really opened my eyes to what was possible.
But you were getting advice, Joel, from your uncles.
Yeah, 2 uncles.
What I love about you sharing this is that so many kids are influenced by people and pieces of advice, whether it be friends, family, whatever it is. But your mom stepped in and basically was like, nah.
Don't tell Joel anything.
I got this. And then you turn 18.
And everybody's on.
Advice
City.
Yeah.
But the takeaway, so I go on this road trip with my uncles, but not even at the same time. One uncle, then I drop him off and go. The other one shows up because they both wanted to get their words in at this prime moment right before I start college in LA. Mm-hmm. My one uncle is like, here's how I'm going to break it down. Around this age, everybody goes into the woods for a minute.
Ooh, I like that.
And he's like, there's a path through the woods that takes you straight through. You can't go around the woods.
There's a jungle cat.
Yeah, it's there's a lot. Everything's possible. Anything is available, and it comes down to how long do you stay in the woods. And he goes, now, your dad. He's telling me about my dad. My dad died when I was a baby, so it's all stories. And it's like Paul Bunyan. This is and my dad was a very accomplished guy. He did a lot, but it is as though it's like biblical level. Some of the stories I hear about my dad, like he's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so
Walks on water.
and it's hard to find any evidence to the contrary. So it's great thing to accept about your dad. But he goes, your dad just walked right through the woods, just didn't do anything wrong, right through. Went to college, became a what's it called? The guys that are in charge of the dorm, an RA.
Okay.
Became an RA. Played college basketball. Wasn't partying. Did this. Blah blah blah. Ended it. Got a doctorate. Met your mom. Got married. Had babies. Perfect guy. Died. That was it.
It was a straight up layup.
Yeah. And he goes, now he's the second brother that's telling me this. He's like, I went to college and I was a mess. I did everything you're not supposed to do, and then kind of I had to go through some hard times, get back on track, and then make my way out of the woods. And then I did okay. And he goes, but I was a little later than your dad was.
Yeah.
And he goes, and then my little brother just like moved to the woods for a while.
Yeah.
He had a cabin in the woods, and then he came out of it, and it made him know a lot of things, but he got there, and now he's great, successful. But the takeaway is just try to limit your time in the woods.
So, question.
And I'm 18, so it's a little more than 14.
Yeah. This is going to be so funny when we circle back to you and your weird woods forest metaphor, which he has, that still makes me laugh. But what was your woods experience? Do you feel like you really understood what this uncle was trying to say when it comes to this?
I did understand what he was trying to say.
And then what was your woods experience? Because I know my woodsy years. Yeah, I remember when I was straight lumberjacking.
I mean, I think I lived in a wooded area until, for a long time.
Yeah, so you had a strong woods
I think experience. I may have become more of a woodsman than my uncle wanted me to be.
So my favorite little, this is odd that this is back-to-back forest woods metaphors here, but Renato, who I absolutely love.
This one or different?
That one right there, producing, the one who just chuckled. Joel's having a great year. I'm having, let's just say, a little turbulence.
It's a little bit of a zesty year.
It's a little bit of a zesty year. It's been wild. Wife is pregnant, being the number one, like, oh my God, what do I do? How do I do this? It's just always, are you good? Am I good? Are we good? Is the house okay? Or can we do this? That's perpetual throughout this entire year. That's a gear I've never, switched into before, but here it is. But Renato also has had a spicy year, and we both caught ourselves at the same time, kind of close to, not rock bottom, because we can go further than what I like. We can go way further.
I don't need to see less.
Yeah. But I called him up one day and I said, yo, what are you doing? And do you remember how you worded this?
Yeah, I definitely was really bummed out that day. And I was trying to explain my feelings to Ross and was trying to put it into like a context that we can all understand. And I told him that I felt like I was Lord Voldemort. After he had just tried to kill little baby Harry Potter, and then because if you remember the movies and the books, he was defeated by little Harry Potter, but he didn't actually die. His just soul ended up in the Albanian forest, just sucking on unicorn blood, and just a fetus of a wizard, and that's how I felt. I felt like I was just completely defeated. Like,
so I call him up one day and I go, yo, what are you doing? Where are you at? He goes, the Albanian forest. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Just ripping a unicorn blood.
Yeah, what are you doing in the Albanian forest?
By unicorn blood, I mean blue Gatorade.
I was weak.
I needed like a gullible wizard to latch my face onto the back of his head so that I can make my triumphant return.
That's what this podcast is.
Yeah.
Literally.
We're basically, welcome to this new podcast. We're called The Sorcerer's Stone. Renato Sorcerer.
The Sorcerer's Stoned.
Yes. If you look closely, you can't see the back of their heads, but my face is on the back of their heads.
That's why Ross wears the hat.
100%.
You're on me, you're elsewhere, but that's why I have the blanket.
I love the term Albanian forest. Hey man, how you doing? I'm not doing great.
Albanian Forest Day.
I'm in the Albanian forest just sucking unicorn blood.
That's how I felt. Actually.
Yeah, I've been there, man.
It sucks, you know.
So,
but
speaking
he gets out. He gets out.
who gets out?
Voldemort eventually gets out.
Oh yeah, his story in return is well documented.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
He
end.
comes back for more.
It doesn't end well. He dies, but everyone dies.
Everyone
But
dies,
He makes
dude.
it out of the forest eventually.
Is everyone a legend? I don't think so.
One of the things. There's very few times between us three and this cool little friendship that we have. I can't really recall any times where I've heard you, Renato, say something that made me go, "Oh, okay, that factually incorrect."
Mm-hmm.
Joel, we have 0 times until about last week, until we had our first moment of like, gonna confront that in front of microphones so we can get you, Joel, back on the correct time path.
Okay.
I can't get over this. Last week, how do I even describe this? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you remember?
No clue, but I'm ready to fight. I'm right somehow, even though I know I'm probably not.
Today, we are currently recording. This is on a Tuesday. It's June 4th. It's 10:55. Joel, when is next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday
Next Wednesday.
is a week from tomorrow.
No. There's no way.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Meaning
This week.
Of this
so
week.
Next Wednesday is next week, a week from tomorrow.
But it hasn't
I am right,
happened
and
yet.
you're an idiot.
it hasn't happened yet. The next Wednesday
It's not
is tomorrow.
If you had said the next Wednesday, when is the next Wednesday? That's different than saying when is next Wednesday.
But okay.
That's two different things. You're so dumb you can't hear the difference.
There's no way that you think that it's factually.
Oh, the truth's calling.
No, the truth isn't calling. That's not the truth. That's me not silencing my computer. What I need to, Renato, this is going to happen. You are going to be settling all small, dumb debates that Joel and I have.
Okay.
Next Wednesday is the next Wednesday. I'm taking it literally.
So you think tomorrow is next Wednesday?
I think tomorrow is next Wednesday.
You're so dumb.
When I
man.
hear next Wednesday, I give myself at least a week.
Thank you, because that's logical and adheres to the words used in the description of the day.
Now, technically, you are right because it hasn't happened.
But actually, and also technically, not
What?
right. You're wrong about this.
I just-
can't believe you even brought this as the one to confront me about being wrong.
It's completely
I'm wrong every day, but not about this.
This
Ross.
is completely on the money here.
No way it's not.
Next Wednesday is tomorrow.
And I
No,
see
it's
your
not.
point.
Because it's the next Wednesday.
Next any day is never tomorrow.
And then if you were to say
Next any day is never tomorrow.
oh,
Ross.
it is.
Unless-
it is. It's just someone
Maybe
forgetting-
on Sunday you could say next Monday because it's the beginning of a new week.
So-
But some people and some banking cycles consider Sunday the first day of the week. So even there's some gray area, Ross.
I would consider Sunday definitely the first day of the week. That's I feel even
Some
more.
people think it's the end of a week, like the Bible.
Oh God. What?
And on the seventh day he rested. Sunday. That's why we have church on Sunday. It's
Yeah,
rest
but it was
day.
also on the first
end of the
day.
week. No,
Well, if it was on the 7th day, if he came back on the 7th day,
he never left.
and if it was a Sunday-
omnipresent.
he definitely left. All right, so we ended up talking about that for about 40 more minutes, and we got to a conclusion. We looked it up. We found out we were both a little bit right. We were both a little bit wrong. Apparently, it's about the week. If you are on a Saturday and you say, hey, I'll see you next Wednesday, you are talking about what I'm talking about. But if you are on a Sunday, the very next day, and you go, I'll see you next Wednesday, you're talking about next week's Wednesday.
and I still kind of think that you don't have to say next. But yeah, technically you're right.
Well,
But not really.
yeah, we're just in a canoe of.
But what I think
we're
is
in a
right is
loser canoe.
still, yeah, we're in a loser canoe.
we're losers in a canoe, and then Renato's over there just being all indifferent, being on not the right or the wrong side.
If it was Sunday and you're talking about next Wednesday or the Wednesday coming up, I'm just saying Wednesday.
I'm saying that too.
Oh God, I'm so happy though that we just made the decision to just back that up and go. Let's stop our arguing. That got heated. We had to delete some things.
Look, I stood up, my blanket fell off, I took a swing, and I'm not proud of what I did. I'm still in the woods to some extent.
Couldn't even hit me this Tuesday, next Tuesday.
If this cord was longer, I would have hit you.
I've told you guys so much, and I plan on telling. Like I don't know. I feel it's very easy for me to be like embarrassingly honest in front of this format and this microphone.
Really, in any format.
Really in any format, but mainly because I think all of my decisions come from the foundation of like, yeah, memento mori. We're gonna die. So I would love to know that like I didn't hold back while I was alive.
It's just like Don said, don't ever grow up.
Don't ever grow up. That's him, baby. But there's one thing that I keep like I know whenever I'm sad, whenever like I start getting a lot of self-help stuff on social media. I keep getting a lot of positive quotes right now in my feed.
Memes.
More advice, more like essentially like social media is looking at me and giving me the internet content of like that inspirational photos in middle school that was just like a photo of a mountain and it said courage, which was odd that we did that for so long.
No, I think we're still doing that. There's tons of that.
But it's
a guy on a tightrope, you know?
Yeah, a guy on a tightrope. He's doing the balancing thing. Bravery. Why not put a soldier
on a tightrope?
Yeah, no,
because it would mess with their aim, Ross.
No, I just like I've always thought that was really funny. They just show a gymnast integrity. You don't know that guy.
I like the cat that's holding on to the wall. It's like never give up.
Yeah.
Hang on. I want cats to inspire me. I don't need a soldier or a tightrope walker.
I
don't want humans to. I think I'm the best one of those. I don't need animals. I'm like, that's something to aspire to. Show me an eagle and say courage, and I'll aspire to it.
Do you guys remember elementary school, like, about how important the board was? Like, there was always some, like, class activity that had
the chalkboard.
Yeah, not a chalkboard, but like there was always like a project or some sort of, I don't know, like point system. And I remember in like first grade, there was this giant octopus, and that was on the board. And whenever you did something good, we would like the octopus would get another arm, and that would be like the Rauce arm. Look how you made Oscar the octopus grow a little bit. That was like the whole...
Which is actually a bad learning experience because an octopus is 8 arms.
8 arms. You can only do 8 good gestures.
Or no longer is octo.
And then, dude...
What a terrible teaching platform.
Then when I got kicked out of school in middle school because...
Because he didn't know what octo meant.
Yeah, no, it was an airsoft gun incident. I've already talked about that.
You only get octo chances.
And then I remember when I went to the alternative school, they had the same thing, but without an octopus, but the whole thing.
You say alternative school. Does that mean you just listen to Pearl Jam all the time?
No, it was an alternative school where all the other kids that got kicked out went to this one school. It was called Phoenix. Yeah. He knows
University of Phoenix?
Never went to Phoenix, but I heard about it.
Yeah, dude, Phoenix.
What is the city?
No, Phoenix was the name of the alternative school because we had to rise from the ashes.
I wish we just sent all the bad kids to Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, that's what they told us too. Why is it called Phoenix? Because you're supposed to rise from the ashes.
Oh.
Yeah, it was wild. Okay. But they had a point system where like
you just thought you were ashy. You're like, I guess I need to moisturize.
The only way that you can get out of the Phoenix alternative school program is by good behavior. And they had a point system per week. You would get 0.1 back. And then for you to get out of Phoenix, you needed 5 total points or something. So
So there's no even octopus there.
there was no octopus. It was just a decimal scale. It was just numbers.
I'm sure the people at Phoenix are listening to this. I think you change your game. Let's just keep a consistent head count, and the way you get out of Phoenix is by tricking another kid to come into Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then you give them your uniform.
Life in,
that's-
life out.
Yeah, so that there's just all these kids on the outskirts of Phoenix that are like luring other kids in, like, want to play? It's fun.
Man, and
It's like a horror movie, I think.
Yeah, let's do that.
now that I'm older, I'm knocking on 35 years of age. I'm not saying that I'm old, but I'm definitely saying I'm not young. And I remember all those kids. Like I said earlier, like I remember my childhood more than my 20s.
That might have more to do with what you were doing at the time.
Absolutely. 100%. Dude, I raged, partied the ability to remember, I think, out of my body. And I don't really remember too much. But what were we talking about? But I remember
We were talking about how you've been in your 20s for 15 years.
Yeah. But I remember all those kids, and it's weird that all of those memories are just getting worse because those were kids and just not in great situations. Every single one of those kids, I guess maybe I would put myself. No, I can't put myself in that category. I goofed up, but that wasn't from a lack of love or anything. A lot of those kids in that program, the older I get, it is apparent, no pun intended, that they weren't getting a lot of love. That is, I don't know. It's so weird that some of your memories, as you go on with life, the memories start to change a little bit.
It is. That's something that I've tried to be aware of myself and also make my kids aware of, like when we talk about what happens at a soccer tournament or at school or whatever. It's I always say, they'll say, can you believe so-and-so did this or this happened, or any piece of information about someone else's life. And I'll be like, do you know what their house is like? Do you know what their days are like?
Yeah.
Do you know what they do after school? You know, if they have dinner, stuff like that, just right away. Because if you don't remember that, you just start to think like they made these choices based on the same life I have.
Yeah.
And you forget that is not ever the case.
Yeah.
Not only is that sometimes the case, it's never the case. Mm-hmm. You only know what you know, and you shouldn't assume that the behavior of someone else was decided upon based on anything you understand. Like, it might be awful over there. This might be the place they get to hang out with people and eat lunch.
And it's not just memories too that alter and change over time. There's tons. I used to hate onions.
Oh man,
Couldn't understand them. Didn't understand why.
Raw, cooked, both?
All of them. Just looking at it, I didn't like how they
Leeks, scallions, the whole family?
the whole brigade, dude. I didn't like how they were curvy. I didn't like the little green, mohawk that sometimes I didn't like.
Onion ring? Could you do an onion ring?
I could do an onion ring, but that's just it's fried. You don't even really taste hardly any onion in an onion.
All khaki food tastes the same kind of.
Yeah, dude, that stuff is just straight.
The brown food is the
My heart.
good food.
But onions,
But as you got older,
onions pulled a huge U-turn. Now I understand their role in a burger, and it's not. I don't know. It's just weird how your convictions and everything that you're like, this is part of my creed. I love gogurt, and now it's like gogurt was a huge part of my personality when I was a child, and I was just straight ripping gogies just left and right.
you were Gogies and SpongeBob shirts all the way.
Oh, dude. and now I look at Gogurt was a huge thing when I was a kid. Do you remember the power of anything stuffed when you were a kid?
Like Hot Pockets?
Hot Pockets, stuffed, amazing. Anything that was just advertised as stuffed.
Stuffed crust.
Double stuffed Oreos.
Double stuffed Oreos.
One
stuffed
stuffing is
crust.
not enough. We will double the stuffage.
We'll just double the stuffage.
Everybody likes the stuff, so we're going to do twice of it.
Everything that was stuffed was perfect when I was a kid. And now at 34, I'm like, I need to see what I am eating. I'm done with stuffed.
Checking boxes?
I'm done with stuff. I'm done with stuffed stuff.
You don't like the element of surprise anymore?
Nope. I don't like when I bite into something and then it just like dribbles down my chin. I don't like that. I bit into a Cinnabon Delight last week and I was like, am I gay? Have you had a Cinnabon Delight? They're a fun time, but all of a sudden, it's like...
Make it feel real zesty.
Dude, eating Cinnabon Delights is the zestiest thing that one can experience because it's... Woof. If they are hot, if they are fresh,
that and jalapeno poppers are the worst. You ever get some of that?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
It's an emergency room.
Little hot chin cheese.
Little chin and cheese. I don't like stuff anymore. I'm done with stuff.
Nah.
I'm not gonna go that far yet. I'm still ready for some stuff.
Like
I like Gushers.
Yeah, Gushers. Yeah, Gushers ain't got nothing. Gushers zestiness, not even close to a Cinnabon Delight from Taco Bell.
Your eating choices make sense. You're deleting things when you add things. Take away stuffed, add onions.
Yeah.
I simply add things. Almost nothing's gone away.
Let me rattle this off. I want this.
You want a gong?
I want a gong.
Gong rip.
Welcome to Rippin' Gongs with Ross Padgett. My gong, my definitive statement, I've been wanting to do this. I'm going to shout out some Central Florida restaurants that is just part of my culture now. It's part of my creed. Beefy King. Walk in there. Get a well-done beef and cheese, medium unsweet tea. Boom. You just ordered yourself a Ross Padgett right there. Go to the Hen and Hog. Walk in. Get the fish and chips. Boom. That's Ross. It's part of my life. Like, I think I only eat 8 different things a year now. I have found what I've liked, and it is ruining my health, but I am.
But I'm doing it anyway.
I'm doing it anyway. The Enchilada Verdes Border Grill, Metro West, Central Florida. Go
Shout out.
Get that. You had 2 beers in you? Don't worry. You can add an egg. Let's get sloppy.
Oh, whoa.
I don't know. I want all these people to experience my favorite food dishes.
That was one of the first meals we ate was enchiladas verdes from Border Grill.
God almighty.
It's kind of where I learned to trust you.
What?
Because when we pulled in, I was like, what?
Yeah. It's a hole in the wall. Love it. Also,
But when I first walked in, it's like you go into a restaurant and they like kind of need to balance their ceiling fans.
Yeah. I like. I've been in a. You ever go and see a ceiling fan? Maybe I'm wrong here. Let me preface this. Do fans have the option of spinning the other way?
Yeah, but it suck everybody up into it.
Exactly.
It'll create a tornado.
Follow-up question: why? Why do fans have the option of spinning the opposite way so air then goes into the ceiling?
Well, like if you go to England, all this fans spin the other way.
Because like a hemisphere thing?
It's just the laws. It's the same way with the cars. They drive on the other side of the road.
Well, I just like, am I tripping?
I'm a fanitarian.
Yeah. But like,
I only go to backwards spinning fans.
Fans have the option of spinning backwards, and I've never understood. I've thought maybe like it circulates the room more instead of if the air is coming down.
I don't. I think maybe if the room is smoky and you want to get it out,
possibly.
We're not. Neither of us is going to sound any smarter by not knowing this very simple answer.
Speaking of fans, my wife, she wants one of those Star Trek fans. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like bladeless, one of those Dyson ones, and just looks like it's super futuristic.
Those are cool.
Those are cool, but they're so expensive.
They are.
There's so much money. I don't know if I can drop $300-$400 for air. Just
when it's free.
For air. For this. That's it.
Those things are so cool though.
They're cool, but I don't even think I like fans for the air. I think I like fans for the noise more than the air circulation.
You ever been in a stale room?
Yeah.
You ever go get like a hotel room, or actually a hotel's room? That's not the same because the air conditioner, you can always put it on like 50 and go to town.
So nice.
I love to put a hoodie on in the summer in a hotel. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. I'm not paying for it.
3 showers. But if you go into like an Airbnb or you stay at somebody's house and the room is stagnant, it's like quiet, there's no movement of air.
You walk in and you just immediately become damp. You got an answer, Renato?
Yes, sir.
To feed me.
If if your fan is set on forward, the fan blows air downward onto the occupants.
Oh, nice.
It makes them feel cooler
Occupants. What? Are you on fan.gov? What is
by increasing the evaporative cooling. Basically, you use this in the summertime to cool you off. Now, during the wintertime, you're going to reverse it because you don't want the air to blow directly on you. It would increase your wind chill factor and make you feel even cooler than the thermostat is set to. You want to set the fan to reverse so that it blows air upward towards the ceiling, forcing the hot air trapped up there to come down to the warm occupants of the room.
So we just didn't know because we live in Florida and it's always hot.
Look at that.
We would never reverse our blades.
I think it's really funny though that they're like, yeah, and then we reverse the blade, so then that keeps the hot air down. It's like, or turn it off. Just don't use it. I would think still an opposite fan would.
But the hot air coming down if you're cold is good.
Yeah, but where's the hot? Also, that's a theory. What do you mean?
Hot air rises.
Hot air. We're talking. It's cold out.
Yeah, but the hottest of the available air is up high. Yeah.
Okay.
You ever go to the upstairs of a house? It's always like a few degrees warmer.
It is brutal up there. It's the grundle of a house.
Yeah. Nobody wants to sleep in the grundle. Grundle napping with Ross and Joel.
That's I don't know why that.
Grundle slumber.
Grundle slumber.
Yeah, but there's certain words that I hope Grundle makes a big comeback.
2 sleeps till next Wednesday. Grundle sleeps.
God. My mom is amazing. She's incredibly funny. She will be on the podcast sooner than later. Mm-hmm. She's very excited. She wanted to be here today, and I said, no, get.
We're not ready.
Yeah,
We're not ready.
I didn't say that to my mom, but the one thing that my mom is on, outside of some swaggy ass vibes and some really good golf teaching skills and tools, she's on Ozempic. Or no, she's on Mounjaro, which is basically, I guess, Ozempic with a remix. I don't know.
Like Sprite remix?
Yeah, it's like MySpace versus Facebook. I think they're doing the same
tropical
thing.
burst flavored Ozempic.
But I'm starting to really understand, because I've said this on the pod before, I'm a big fan of like, no, if I mess up, I need to deal with the consequences of my mess up. Not saying that everybody who's on Ozempic or Mounjaro is messing up. I'm just saying I prefer to deal with the consequences of all of my actions. I want to earn and deal with everything that my actions come with, or else that way I don't know. I'm trying to get as much of an honest experience with whatever I'm doing.
You're looking at this as the cheat code.
But then I look at my mom who's on a Mounjaro, one of these weight loss things. I'm like, she's killing it.
Well,
and now
it is.
Seeing my mom lose all that weight made me go like, what the hell am I? Dude, I need more cheat codes. I need more shortcuts.
You have got to watch the South Park movie about these drugs.
Yeah, South Park came out with it
is so good
about it.
Yeah, it's more than an episode. I don't remember how long it is exactly, but I watched it yesterday, and it is some of the best South Park material I've seen. Period. Which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
They've got 20 years worth of bangers, but this is right up there. The South Park obesity film is hilarious. Basically, all the parents in South Park get hooked on these drugs.
Yeah.
Start freaking out to get them.
That's right on the money so far.
And you know who all of them are because they're all wearing halter tops and have their stomachs out.
Gong me. Randy from South Park, Stan's dad, is the funniest cartoon character of all time. I thought this was America. Okay, in my 2 cents, Randy is the funniest. He's got Cartman beat. He's got Homer beat. There's no pound for pound funnier cartoon character than Stan's dad, Randy.
Then you need to watch this because he is pretty much the lead.
Dude, he kills me every time they give him an episode.
This is an episode for this is a Randy Ripper.
Oh man,
You take a Grundle nap and watch this thing. It is so good.
I should ask Jack if we can even say Grundle. Hey Siri, text Jack Bradshaw. Can we say the word Grundle? Or just send. Oh no, I just asked Jack if he can say the word Grundle.
Well, it might be the same answer. They just write at work on air. You can work with it.
Oh man. Okay, we'll see what.
Well, we just might have a lot of bleeping to do. I don't think you should cut any of this.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Second time of the day I've spilled this water. I went in your direction this way because I'm learning.
It happens. You definitely made a mess in your pants with that water.
I don't like how you worded that.
You messed up your pants.
I don't like that either.
Sometimes
I spilled an almost full cup of water on my jeans.
And it was 12 o'clock too.
Yeah.
It was not 12 o'clock. I'm talking like
it hit me on the midnight zone.
Yeah. right.
I don't want to use the G word, but my midnight zone was.
I can't.
Oh,
damn.
Now I'm not. I'm like, man. I just asked Jack if he could say the word Grundle.
Said it again.
Oh yeah.
So many beeps.
It's like an old school word. I think.
Yeah, I don't think Grundle is the official name for that area. I think it's just a slang term.
It's perineum.
There it is.
Where have you guys been to a Ren fair? I've been wanting to go to a
Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
More wine.
No.
Great.
I've been to medieval times, dinner adventure.
Yeah. God, that's
It's getting there. That's all.
I know it's different, but I'm just telling you what I have.
Yeah. That's the cheapest ticket of feeling like a king, though.
And it isn't cheap.
Yeah.
That is a birthday destination.
But it's like the same vibe that I had when I went to Vegas is the same vibe I had when I was at Medieval Nights.
I've times, by the way, but
Medieval. I
I've
was,
told
I
you
was there
my-
once. I told you
my theory about my last meal. If I'm ever convicted,
Is that where you're going?
I'm gonna throw them for a loop. I'm gonna be like, they're like, Joel, you're being executed tomorrow. What do you want for your last meal? And I'm gonna be like, I want to go to medieval times. And they're like, well, you can't. You stay in the jail. We're gonna kill you. And I'll be like, yeah, but you can't get takeaway from there. So
Yeah.
we all have to go. And then it's just me and the warden, I guess, and like at least 2 officers to guard me. And then we're all just in like the green night zone. Yeah. Oh God, I'm shackled.
Shackled, rooting for the Green Knight.
I've definitely. I think they'll let me wear my crown, and I doubt I'll get the little flag because I might stab somebody with it. But like, and if anything goes wrong, they could let the knight kill me, and that's actually where I'm going with this. I would say, let's do it right now, and then I'll challenge the winning knight, and I'll be like, you can. I'll look at him. I'll be like, you can kill me. It's okay. And then I would probably want that thing that's like a ball with spikes on it on the end of a chain. And I just want him to just crush my skull with that.
That's what's up.
And nobody would see it coming, so it'd be kind of a fun surprise for the warden too. He'd be like, I didn't even. We were just gonna let him eat.
Yeah. The Blue Knight wins.
And I know that I said I'm a vegetarian, but I'd do the chicken that night.
Yeah.
You know, if I gotta die, so does that chicken.
Isn't there like whole blueprint over there as well? It's like we don't use silverware.
No, they
right?
won't use silverware.
Yeah.
Dude,
Or
when I was a kid, my grandma used to bring plastic utensils.
that's a queen.
And one time they took them from her.
That is.
And she
that is
brought
a
out
lock move.
She brought out her second
That's
thing.
What a
she
queen.
had brought 2 because she goes, I figured they'd take them. And then she just pulled the plastic apart and pulled out her next plastic.
that is really weird that they were like, hey,
Yeah, that's
get the forks out of here.
next level hardo.
That's a really nice way to cut your budget line and say that it's because of medieval times.
And that's where I was going with it. No, you didn't want to hire someone. This is forks, knives, spoons.
Yeah, look at that place.
Thousands of stuff. How about we just sell food that they have to eat it with their hands? Whoop. We just saved some
dude,
moolah.
I would apply that to any business. If I opened an Italian restaurant, I'd be like, oh, we don't have forks and knives because in Italy, they don't use them. And they'd be like, yeah, they do. And I'd be like, no, they don't.
Enjoy your gnocchi.
Enjoy your gnocchi.
The What? Yeah,
How am I supposed to spin my pasta? And I'd be
What?
like, use your fingers like they do in Italy, I think.
medieval times is your last meal.
Yeah, definitely.
What? Can I take a couple of guesses at your last meal?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go orange chicken, fried rice, Panda Express.
Oh, you're not that far off.
I was thinking I'm not that far off. That felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely not that far off from, and they just came out with a hot orange like a spicy orange chicken, so that might actually take it. But
There's reason to live longer, Nika.
you are
My man,
It's a good thing you didn't murder anybody yet.
you are up to date with the Panda Express.
I just saw this on Instagram yesterday. I was like mind blown, but I wouldn't go fried rice.
Mind blown.
I
Guys,
definitely
holy
go
hell, dude!
white
No
rice.
way.
whoa.
Spicy orange
I
chicken.
literally looked at Shanice and was like, "Bro, are you kidding me?"
We should go there next
way.
Wednesday.
next
I
Wednesday.
like how you told your girlfriend, bruh,
Bro.
bro.
Bro,
Spice-
start the car, bro.
We gotta go get the spicy orange. So, are you going? What is your final meal? I wasn't that far off.
I hadn't thought about it, but I mean that'll work. But not fried rice with white rice and crab rangoons. But
You're not gonna go fried rice though
no,
on
no,
the
white-
last.
white rice, bro. The heck?
Or no rangoons.
Yeah, yeah.
No, absolutely.
He mentioned it.
Okay, okay, all right,
Rangoons,
good.
Absolutely, rangoons.
Yeah, your whole meal's like $16.
But rangoon,
That's okay, yeah.
a rangoon is one of those things that you like bite down. You're like, oh my god, this is so good.
Or I would go.
What?
It's
What?
stuffed.
Yeah. What is
The stuffed.
It is
What
stuff.
is? What, and then you like take it. It's always hot, and it's like, it's, you know, and you're just biting this.
It's a
fried-
rangdall.
Yeah. Oh, I love the rangoon. It's just this atomic white paste. Just yeah.
They're great though.
Rangoons have definitely made me go like, all right, I need to go to church. I got to go to church this Sunday. God can't see me eat. And yeah, I do a lot of bad things to rangoons. I tickle the bottom of it. Sorry.
Your kink is Rangoon?
Yeah, I'm a big.
I didn't even know you messed with Rangoon.
And then I love rangoons. And then sometimes I'll bite like the little legs off first, so then it's just pocket of cream cheese. You know about that? Yeah. So it's like tortilla chip, tortilla chip, tortilla chip. Whoopah. And then you're like, no,
Pocket of cheese.
just love rangoons. I think my final meal. I'm thinking, I want to go book open, like book close, kind of beginning ending there, of going like
Umbilical cord?
Yeah. I'm gonna start. I want my umbilical cord for my last meal.
I want what I had for my first meal for my last meal. Put me in my womb.
But I'm thinking,
I'm wetty. Officers.
I think I'm gonna go with like. This is gonna sound pretty sad, but Arby's cheese sticks. I like Arby's cheese sticks.
Yeah.
They were my first vice when I was a kid.
Another stuffed food?
Another stuffed food. I think they're stuffed.
They're stuffed in brown. It's a brown shell.
Well, they're coated.
Especially the Arby's ones are crispy. You get a little crack on those.
No, I don't think they're stuffed. I don't think cheese sticks are stuffed.
Then what do you call what's on the outside? It's not cheese you're
It's
interacting
it's
with.
a coating. It's the breading. Fried food is not stuffed. That's all it is fried cheese.
So are you saying that yeah, all right, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, all right, nice. I like that.
I was gonna say, well then what are jalapeno poppers? But the jalapenos are what are stuffed.
Yeah.
Then they have the bread skin on the
And
outside.
I do a whole bunch of stuff.
Man.
Renee, can you Google what is like the funniest last meal? I'm sure it's gonna be like Big Mac, Sprite.
But it's not medieval times. I think I might be the first person to
Yeah, they have to
crack that.
You
They have to take me.
You get wheeled out like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
At a medieval time.
Yeah. Everybody boos me. Yeah. Because I'm assuming I'm there for some terrible reason.
I don't know. I wonder how many people really get to know that it's their last meal as well.
I think they tell you.
Well, no,
I think the day that fried chicken and good stuff shows up, it's a bad sign.
prisoner or no prisoner, just in general, like here it is. You like this will be your last meal.
I do think that is a thing. That
No, but outside of prison though, like people in Gen Pop. Ooh,
Oh.
I know that term. Gen Pop of like, you know, it's happening. It's coming sooner than later. I wonder how many people give themselves that final meal. And also how embarrassing, dude, that's gonna suck. I just thought about like, if you don't know that you're going and the last thing you eat, those like some like chicky nugs, like some like kids meal thing.
That's what you're craving.
Yeah, but I mean,
You know what I think the closest thing to seeing what someone's last meal will be is watching somebody on a cruise eat.
yeah,
Because it doesn't matter. Nobody's thinking about the rules. Everything's free. So you could just get what you want. And you will see some adults eating some chicky nuggies and a slice of cheese pea.
I think
That's a go-to.
I think
With like a Fanta.
a filet mignon. I'm a filet guy. Is for a last meal. Filet mignon with some cheese sticks.
That's yeah.
I get the juxtaposition, the little contrast.
Yeah.
Who I am, who I was.
I don't want to spoil. No spoilers here, but you should watch that South Park obesity movie because
If Randy's the lead,
there's a point.
I am there.
There's a point where Cartman tries to end it all with eating, and it's very funny what he eats. So
Done.
I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone listening or you. But
What are some?
I give a
good-
hard recommend to the the South Park obesity film.
Yeah, okay. Well, Jack responded back and he said, "Sure."
Sure on Grundle.
Yeah. Ken.
We are go for Grundle.
Give me some good final meals. I know you've had to find some sort of BuzzFeed
I found a
category.
list. Number 1 on this list is someone asked for like a massive last meal. 2 chicken fried steaks, sliced onions dripping in gravy, a triple meat bacon cheeseburger with everything on the side, 1 cheese omelet with ground beef, tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, jalapenos, a big bowl of fried okra with ketchup.
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tomatoes.
12 pixie sticks.
That's what it sounds. Oh, I have 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 shakes, 55 sodas.
It said usually the jails wouldn't allow such a big request, but this jail did, and he did. He ate it. Pizza Hut meat lovers pizza, a pint of Bluebell vanilla ice cream, a slab of peanut butter fudge with crushed peanuts on top, and 3 root beers.
The root beers.
3.
Was the funny part.
You think after 2 he was like, no, one more.
one more?
I'm good for one more.
We got a 6-pack of IBC. What is the?
That's the thing. I think when they got that order, they were like, we might not have to do it. We might not even have to do the thing.
Yeah, that's great. Your lethal injection.
This might be it. Like, I'm diabetic. I could end it with a last meal.
is some fried food.
I'd be like, can I just get 4 pieces of chocolate cake? You won't even have to do the thing.
All right, so he ordered a steak lobster tail, apple pie, vanilla ice cream, and a 7-Up, right? Pretty normal.
Yeah.
But then he also asked for the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I get it. I know what he's doing here. Extended versions.
It doesn't.
He wanted to last longer. He grabs the longest movie runtime trilogy to get another day out. If he got the extended versions, he lived 11 hours longer. This man's a genius. He's playing chess. Everyone's playing checkers.
Yeah, this guy's got it.
And I also want to watch all of Star Trek. And I also want to watch all of Star Wars. And I want to watch all of Veep. West Wing.
Yeah.
Friends. Seinfeld.
Let's run.
I want to watch every episode of The Simpsons. That's what I want for my last meal. See you in 20 years, idiots.
Oh, yo, Jack's calling me. Hey, Jack. And we can take this off anyways, but we can say Grundle on air.
Pretty sure you can. It really depends on the context and how much you're dwelling on.
All right. You should also know that you are currently on my podcast. You're technically the first guest, and we can delete this. It's pre-recorded. Yeah. So
I'm not dressed properly for this.
Yeah.
Is your Grundle out?
Yeah.
Well, I've got my hand on it.
All right. That's great to know. Good to know that Grundle is all good. All
That's Grundle Grabbler Jack Bradshaw.
right. Yeah. All right. Much love, Jack. Sorry.
Goodbye.
Bye. What a man.
He's a great guy.
He's got perfect hair, and he lets us say Grundle as many times as we want.
Yeah, you know that song, What a Man, What a Man, What a Mighty Good Man?
Yeah,
It's about Jack.
That's about Jack. Mm-hmm. That's so funny that guy was like, I'm about to die. I want my buffet.
Yeah.
He goes buffet. Dude, there had to have been some
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral. All right, it's been 14 days, Tom. Are you ready?
No.
Oh,
More biscuits.
more chocolate fondue.
Take me to the chocolate waterfall one more time.
That's so funny to me. Is that the
It doesn't say you can't put shrimp in it.
a prisoner's last meal is a buffet, and that's the loophole of how he lives for another year. I like that.
It's all how you work the system.
Guys, we've talked about too much today. We talked about zestiness. We talked about Joel and now I being both semi more wrong than right about
Neither of us know the days of the week.
Why does anybody listen to us? Algorithms giving me self-love and how we should probably, it's kind of weird whenever internet is telling you like, hey, you need to self-love. We talked about the best advice, the worst advice. We've talked about so much to the point where that's it. That's the end of our episode. That's episode 8. My name's Ross.
I'm Joel.
That's Nico Renato.
You're...
Okay, he's always making a different noise, and I'm here for it.
Hey, we hope you have a great last meal before your grundle nap tonight.
As always, this episode and every episode is brought to you by Mo Do It. Here's a little small message about Mo Do It. Thank you.
Night.
Episode 8.
Ocho, baby.
Yeah. Good Sauce with Ross and Joel is brought to you by Attorney Mo DeWitt.
That's right. You can find Attorney Mo DeWitt at justcallmo.com. There are so many personal injury attorneys in town, but there is only one Mo DeWitt.
Whether you're injured in a car accident or injured in a slip and fall, Mo DeWitt is the person to call.
Mo DeWitt is local. He goes out of his way to support local businesses like ours, this podcast.
If you're in an accident or even have just legal questions,
Injured on the go? Just call Mo.